Politics, hanging out here, trying to move my camera around. Not very centered, as it were. Trying to get there. We'll figure it out. That's a little bit better. There we go. Nope. There we go. I got into the shot good now. That is professionalism, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do this when you're in your stupid Witsec gear and your Joe Burrow Memorial orange Bengals jersey, getting ready for Turkey Day, a little football, a little turkey and stovetop stuffing, having a day off from work and all that good stuff. Thank you, Drew. Thank you for the 50 cents, tipping your dealers, taking care of me. Much appreciated. So we got all this stuff going on, and according to QAnon and all those crazy people on the internet, we still have an election going on. The fight continues. The battle is not yet over. Donald Trump can still prevail. This is the nonsense that we're dealing with from these people who have an ecosystem entirely designed to lie to them and grift from them. We have all these different right-wing, just dirtbags is the easy way to describe it, who are telling people that Trump is not out of it yet, that we are holding hearings, that we are filing lawsuits, that we are fighting this, that we got a shot, that this can happen, that Donald Trump could be the president on January 21st, 2021, that is a thing that could happen in reality. It is not reality. It cannot happen. There was the crazy lawsuit in Pennsylvania today, which has been both received, answered, and then appealed and rejected, about preventing certification, even though certification already happened. So anyone who was holding out hope for that was delusional. I was seeing in QAnon circles a big to-do about a lawsuit in Nevada. And they were like, oh, man, we got him now. And when you look at the mainstream media, when you look at reality, there is no talk about this lawsuit. This lawsuit doesn't exist. Nevada certified their results as well. Michigan certified their results. Wisconsin and Arizona will certify their results shortly. Joe Biden will soon have 270 electoral votes from states that have certified their elections. Soon after that, the Electoral College will meet, and Joe Biden will be the winner of the Electoral College. If you are worried about faithless electors, if you are worried about some sort of craziness happening, if you are worried that some Deus Ex Machina will step in and somehow prevent Joe Biden from winning the Electoral College, you need to understand the Electoral College is a rigged vote. The people that vote in the Electoral College are party loyalists who do not cast faithless ballots all willy-nilly. They only do this if it's not important. They only cast a faithless ballot if they know it will not hurt the process. And states have the ability to remove an elector who casts a vote they don't want cast. You're not an individual with free will that can walk into the room and vote for whoever you feel like. If you don't vote what the party wants you to vote, they will pull you, they will put in an alternate, and the alternate will vote correctly. That is how this works. So there will be no faithless elector landslide. There will be no bump in the road that prevents Joe Biden from becoming the 46th president of the United States, unless Trump resigns early and then Pence takes that job, in which case Biden will be the 47th president of the United States. But Joe Biden will be the president after noon on January 20th, 2021. This is what will happen. Donald Trump will cease to be the president at that point. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise, anyone who is lying to you about there being some alternative, that there is some other way that this thing could go, is deceitful. They are doing this for some nefarious reason because there is no logic, there is no coherency, there is nothing that is going to happen between now and January 20th other than the machinery of the American election process grinding its way forward to Joe Biden's swearing in. We had the election. Biden won it. We are going to certify the election. And if, in case you don't know, all the dumb, getting caught in the weeds nonsense that comes with an American election for president, what this certification really means is that the body that is in control of that state certifies that the election was run fairly, and that this means that the candidate who got the most votes, we didn't vote for them directly. We didn't actually do that. What we did was we voted for their chosen electors to make up the Electoral College on December 14th. In Georgia, the first elector of the Democratic slate is Stacey Abrams, which I find to be kind of delicious that Brian Kemp had to certify an order stating that Stacey Abrams was going to be an elector for president. And that is what an elector is. You are a party loyalist. You work for the party. You work to forward their goals and their agenda. Therefore, you don't have any desire or need to not do what the party wants you to do when it comes time to cast a vote. You vote the way the party wants you to vote because you want to do it. It's just that simple. So all these people are going to vote for Biden. And if they don't, any state that has redress for that will pull that elector out of the room, seat an alternate, and the alternate will vote correctly. And at the end of the Electoral College on December 14th, and again, this is all the ballots are written down. They're public information. You can go on Wikipedia and see people filling out Electoral College ballots for Donald Trump. And they would also fill them out for Mike Pence because the Electoral College now works that you cast one vote for president and a separate vote for vice president. So simply put, they will call the Electoral College for president. The votes will be had. Then they will call the vote for vice president and the votes will be had. These votes are then noted. They're taken down. They're noted. And then they are sent to Washington, D.C., where they are placed in two matching, like, ornate wooden boxes, and then they are revealed on January 6th. But January 6th is simply a reading of the votes. There is no actual voting done. So on December 14th, we will know the result of the Electoral College. Then on January 6th, we will have the formal session in Washington, D.C. before the Senate and the House. I believe both houses are a part of it. And yeah, and it's in the Senate because the vice president presides over it. Al Gore had to preside over his own defeat to George W. Bush in 2000. But that will happen. Either Mike Pence will preside over his own defeat or he'll hand the job off to somebody else. The electoral votes will be read into the record of Congress. And at that moment, Joe Biden will be officially declared by our government to be the president-elect. So all these QAnon crazy people who've been screaming there's no such thing as a president-elect, Biden isn't the president-elect, blah, blah, blah. They got until January 6th for that nonsense, and then they'll have to acknowledge that they didn't win. And thank you, Mark. Thank you for Mark from Los Angeles for taking care of your dealers. Appreciate that very much. I am gladdened that I am receiving tips. But in spite of this, in spite of all the overwhelming evidence to the fact that Joe Biden has won and will win, QAnon is digging in and re-entrenching, and they refuse to acknowledge what is happening and what will happen because it destroys their narrative. And they cannot allow that to stand because they have to pretend that they still have power, that they still are in charge of things, that they still will be in control of the world after Inauguration Day in 2021. Because the whole point of QAnon is to project power. It is to project strength. It is to say that we rule the world, and we rule the world through our leader, Donald Trump. It's that simple. That's the narrative of QAnon. It is what their entire cult is based upon. It is based upon the belief that one day Donald Trump will eventually kill all of their enemies and make America a better place. He'll make America great again by killing all the liberals. And when that is the mindset of these people, when they have to believe that their president, their leader, their champion can kill all their enemies for them whenever he sees fit to do so, they have to hold the presidency for that whole bit to work. They have to have control. They have to be the ones running the country, ruling the government, in charge of America. And when Biden gets in, the narrative is destroyed. And on top of that, it's not only that like they kind of lost, it's that the really bad guys won. Joe Biden works for Satan. Joe Biden is a cabal asset. He's a monster who will drink the blood of children and celebrate his terrible power that was granted to him by Lucifer and the demonic deep state that managed to install him into power and made him our president. That's this world. That's what we are, and that's where we're at. So Biden cannot win. It is that simple. Their narrative is destroyed, and their game is over the moment Joe Biden's hand leaves that Bible after he finishes swearing his oath of office and becomes most likely the 46th president of the United States. Small possibility 47th. But that's what's going to break QAnon, because now they can't threaten everybody they hate with a plane ride to Guantanamo Bay and a summary execution for their crimes against America. Now they can't claim that all the bad people are going to be punished for their transgressions swiftly and effectively by the president. They're going to have like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and a few other curious people in Congress and like the right-wing grift machine. But that's not fun. That's not cool. What's cool is believing that the president of the United States is the leader of your super secret military intelligence operation that is going to save the world from the global satanic pedophile ring that has enslaved humanity for centuries, that murdered John F. Kennedy, that committed 9/11, that financed World War II on both sides and World War I, and every war since the Napoleonic Wars. That's what they believe, and that's what they want to think is the truth of our world. And that Donald Trump of all people, was able to beat back these bad guys and save America from them. Sadly, he was only able to save America from them for 4 years, and now we are doomed yet again. That's the tough break of fighting the cabal. They aren't quitters. They tough it out. They put up a good fight. And we're in a bit of trouble again because they're winning, and it's not looking like they're going to be losing anytime soon. And if Georgia breaks the right way, then the cabal might even have the Senate on top of the House and on top of the presidency. So you have these people panicking. You have these people making up things. You have Lynn Wood and Sidney Powell aggressively scamming people with lies about how they're promising to stop the steal and save America from these evil globalists, how they're going to release the Kraken and show all the incredible evidence of voter fraud all around America and the world, how the dead body of Hugo Chavez has somehow led to vote tampering in America. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but you just got to roll with those punches. You just got to believe and have faith in your heart that what they're telling you is the truth, even though it isn't, and it's nonsense. But that's where we are. That's what they're doing. It's what they believe in, and they're not going to back down from it. And after Electoral College votes on December 14th, they're going to double down even more. They're going to talk about a military coup. They're going to talk about different ways to prevent this when the legal avenues don't pan out. And eventually they're just going to believe that SEAL Team 6 is going to rappel down onto the dais at Biden's inauguration and just arrest him and Kamala Harris and all the other bad guys and save the world. And then when that doesn't happen, and when January 20th rolls around and they get no payoff, that's when things are going to get wild. And I don't think it's going to be great for America what these idiots are going to do. But this is what we're stuck with. And we're better off with Biden winning than Biden losing by a mile. But we're going to have to roll with some punches for some crazy people. So that is my tirade for this evening. I'll be back tomorrow night after the football games, talk a little football, talk some more QAnon, talk a little turkey, as it were. So thanks to everyone who did show up. I'm glad I could give you a little bit of entertainment this evening and tell you what is good in QAnon, which is nothing, because they're out of control and they really can't see how they're going to lose. They think this thing's going to work out for them no matter what, which is a determined view of the world, but also misguided and wrong. And they only got less than 2 months. I know it feels like forever. I know all these people are posting on Twitter like 50 times a day, and they feel like they got all the time in the world, but it catches up to you pretty quick. It's not going to change anytime soon. So that's where we are. That's where we're going to be. And some people are going to be in for a tough lesson because the brick wall of reality is something you're going to crash into sooner or later, and it's going to be sooner. So I'll catch you all later. Have a good one.